All right, man, let's talk, man. Lomachenko. I listened to Bruce M. F. Vane, his reaction to, shout out to him. I go subscribe to bro. His reaction to Malik Scott, saying that brother Terence Crawford was basically playing victim when he retired. And he brought something up, man. I don't even think he really thought of a topic off of this. But yeah, Lomachenko retired and didn't receive none of that victim talk, none of the backlash, none of that. He was able to retire, I don't really think he should be a Hall of Famer, just based off his professional career as a questionable Hall of Famer, with a lot left to be desired. When it came to Lomachenko, he really was a 126 pounder, but he was going up to 35. Well, Terence Crawford was probably more naturally a 40, 47 pounder. He went up to 68. He went up to 54 until Jennebeck popped hot. Seemed like he was willing to go down to 160 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit here and allow Lomachenko to slide without fighting Shakur Stevenson in his division. When that division got hot, when Gervonta was willing to fight him, he bowed out respectfully. When a guy like Andy Cruz came out, he came up, he bowed out respectfully. When the division got hot, you know what I'm saying? And then let's not talk about it. He lost to Devin. He lost to T.O. He lost he lost critical fights. Had he beat Devin and T.O., and maybe the reality was, hey, maybe he done enough at his age, but he was able to retire with a lot of questions. Losing to Salido, losing to Devin Haney, losing to Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Ducking Shakur Stevenson, ducking Gervonta Davis at the end. You know what I'm saying? He left a lot to be desired. And then talk about, well, he was too small to go up to 140. He was small for 135 pounds. I mean, with a questionable victory over Jermaine Ortiz. And then where was the victimhood for Grimo Rigondeaux, who he didn't even want to give a catch weight to? You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of questions to be left. He shook the spot when, guys like O'Shaquie Foster was around. Guys like Abdullah Mason came up. He got out of there. What are you talking about? Terence Crawford dotted his I's and crossed his T's. It wasn't the guys that y'all didn't get to see him fight. That wasn't his fault. Keith Thurman didn't want to rumble, or Dennis Ugas didn't want to rumble. Sebastian Fondora didn't run a rumble. He was willing to rumble. Fondora give up belts, like nothing else. But Lomachenko was able to silently retire without no backlash. And that just lets you know the media is paid for. The media puts agendas. These promotional companies, they control the sanctioning belt bodies and they control the media. When it came to Terence Crawford, they put smut on his name when he came up. They put smut on his name when he was in his prime getting knockouts. They put smut on his name after perfect performances. They put smut on his name after doing the impossible damn near versus Canelo Alvarez. They put smut on his name when he retired. All of a sudden, y'all was talking about he ain't did this, he ain't did that. Y'all don't care for Terence Crawford. He say, cool, I did everything that I felt like I wanted to do, accomplish. I'm 38 years old. I'm going to walk away from the game. Then all of a sudden, no, we want to see you do this and we want to see that. Oh, if he beat Dimitri Bivol and all of that, where is that for Lomachenko? Where is that for Lomachenko? He have plenty blemishes on his resume with losses. His best win is Gary Anton Russell, who's not a Hall of Famer himself. Hall of Shame. So where's Loma need to do a little bit more to get in the Hall of Fame. The same talk about Errol Spence. Errol Spence needs to do a little bit more to get into the Hall of Fame. A little bit more to really capture that. Lomachenko, the 2 gold medals, we talking about what he did in the amateurs, cool. But if we talking about the International Boxing Hall of Fame based off your professional career, hell no, he shouldn't go. Just the same way I felt about Antonio Tarver. I ain't gonna lie. Just the way I felt about all the motherfuckers that went in this year. Triple G, the bar is being able to set lower and lower and fucking lower. No disrespect to Antonio Tarver. I fuck with him. But, that's debatable, I guess. But Triple G ain't no Hall of Famer. Lomachenko ain't no Hall of Famer. He shook the spot and silently got out the game and accomplished absolutely nothing major. Every major fight he was in, First title fight. Well, Orlando Salido, the first title fight he fought, because that was before the Gary Russell fight. He lost. Teofimo Lopez, he lost. Devin Haney, they say he robbed him. Devin Haney wasn't the house fighter. The crowd was going for Lomachenko in your own backyard, your second home in Las Vegas, your home country in America, and you got Americans going for Lomachenko over an American. You know what I'm saying? But if this was the Olympics, they would have been cheering for Devin Haney. I'm telling y'all, black Americans, America don't accept y'all as Americans. Keep telling y'all that. Only when it benefit fighting for their liberation, when it benefit fighting for their freedom or fighting for the country. That's on, you know, or competing for the country, I must say. You know, the media should have been ripping Lomachenko a new one. And then, not to say, you know, when it came to, you know, fighting for the Ukraine, this nigga bowed out. He fled to Greece until Ivan Redcash called him out. Not to say a lot of the Ukrainians didn't fuck with him because he was being buddy with the Russians. You know, but you don't hear about this questionable character. They'll big up Terence Crawford, who he with, baby mama, this, that, and the third, or what he, you know, all this other side shit. Talk about the character of Lomachenko when Usyk and them strapping up and spatting up to go to war. This motherfucker fled. But you don't hear about the indictment of the character of those guys. You know, you don't hear about the indictment of the character of Canelo Alvarez when he had to knock out a flyweight because he was hitting this, he was dropping that dick on his girl at the time. You don't hear about the indictment of their characters when they do shit like that. When they pop for Pez and this question about Pez, you don't hear the indictment of their character. You know, and it's sad when you got, you know, kinfolk, supposed to be skinfolk, people like Malik Scott, and you got other black content creators, other black people within boxing. It ain't no more hate that come from in boxing for black people within the black boxing fraternity. There's no more hate. These black fighters hate each other. These black media members hate the black fighters more than anybody. Think about it. How many black content creators really went hard on Eddie Renasso for popping hot? Just in general, let's just go all across the spectrum. These niggas is cowards, bro. But they'll speculate about Terence Crawford. They'll speculate about Errol Spence nipples and shit. They'll hate on Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, praise a nigga like Anthony Joshua who got all these alleged medical exemptions. Fuck Anthony Joshua. Give a fuck about Joshua. This nigga part of the reason we in the situation we in. Everybody named Mama knew he didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder. Deontay, you know, everybody knew that shit, man. Everybody knew the truth. Everybody knew his demeanor. Bro, he ducked Luis Ortiz. Y'all forgot? And got bailed out when Luis Ortiz popped high. So all these niggas that fuck with Anthony Joshua for real, based on what? The nigga is a puppet. The nigga is a motherfucking puppet. The nigga motherfucking quit versus Andy Ruiz. One thing I can say about the Bronze Bomber, I can say a lot of things about Deontay Wilder. That nigga ain't quit like whole ass Joshua. They be killing me like that. Like this nigga a solid ass nigga. This nigga was part of the pussification of boxing in general, dog. Nigga ain't no real different from Deontay Wilder. Nigga, they just dressed it up and they was able to stretch it out with him. Give a fuck if he walk away. Them niggas, both of them niggas could have changed the trajectory of boxing forever. You wouldn't even need to talk about Usyk or talk about it's the Usyk era or the Fury era. Nigga would have been the Joshua Wilder era. Them motherfuckers could have fought 3, 4, 5 times and walked away and sold and been undisputed. But they ain't do that shit. So trying to act like really one is better than the other one from the per se, they both did some bitch nigga shit. They both thought they was bigger than the sport. Just to keep it a beam. But Lomachenko, a motherfucker still should be fighting for respect and fight for a way to get in the Hall of Fame. But they gave him a problem. But with Crawford retirement, they got a problem with Crawford retiring. They got a problem with Lomachenko retired as soon as the block got hot. He's too small. He this, he that. Remember they was talking about how they thought Lomachenko was better than Crawford. Crawford said, let's fight. I squeeze back down to 35. No, Crawford, best fighter in the world. Yeah, I bet. He knew what was up. He knew exactly what was up, man. Like I said, man, you know, y'all created black media and it ain't even black media. That's the crazy shit about it. Y'all created black new media and y'all don't have no code. Y'all still cooning and buffooning for the other, or y'all not calling it right down the middle for views. Nigga, y'all niggas ain't gonna last anyway. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, the whole 9. Peace.